Shalom, call Halaim like Yahweh by Shem, Yahweh Shai by Shem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And sincere Shalom to 144,001 third. Now on top of Europe getting ready for war, you got Europe being disenchanted with Trump in office, splitting away from America, the United States of America. United States of America putting pressure on Canada and Greenland. So Esau is completely divided and is only going to be bridging the gap of these Edomite countries in their relationships. It's turning real sour. Now let's go to Ecclesiastes, third chapter. Ecclesiastes, okay, the third chapter, verse 8. Actually, let me start from the top, verse 1. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Okay, to get the proper context. Now let's go down to verse 8. A time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. And we're not in a time to be loving and peaceful. We're in a time of hatred and war. And it's only going to the onset of all the Trump's legislations and his mindset, him being a puppet under these small hats. They're gonna usher in and speed up this third world war. All right, so let's play. I'm gonna play a little bit of this video.
Europe is preparing for war in the hopes of deterring it from happening in the first place. European leaders just announced a massive military spending spree when they unveiled this $840 billion plan, officially known as the Rearm Europe Plan, unofficially known as the Don't F with Europe Plan. The EU chief said, quote, Europe is ready to massively boost its defense spending to address the long-term need to take on much more responsibility for our own European security, end quote. It's a strong signal of their intent to remain a reliable ally to Ukraine, as billions of dollars will now pour into improving military readiness across the continent. Cooperation between the 28...
And Europe is not its own continent. I mean, just look at it. It's connected to what is called Asia. There's no divide. There's no, you see, when you look at Africa and Asia, it's a little slither of land, all right, which is our land connected to Egypt, that has that divide of Asia and Europe. I mean, not Europe, Africa. And then when you have South America and North America, I think it's Panama is a little small piece of land that has the two separate land masses, having a divide. As you can see right here, there's no divide of Europe and Asia. It's just all one massive piece of land. So the whole concept of him separating the continents is just Esau's psychobabble, his delusional white supremacist mindset to make up these phony sciences. Okay, now let's get this right here. 1 Timothy 6 and 20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so called. And the whole idea of a continent is still I don't believe that there's any recollection of continents and all this other stuff in the scriptures, right? Because technically speaking, all like North America, South America, I mean, it's all connected. Of course, that little small slither could be used as a divide, but it's still all one big mass, It's not a separated mass. You see, the Americas is a completely separate mass from Asia, what we call Asia. But like China is still part of the same land as Morocco, right? You can walk to Morocco to China. You don't have to take a boat. You can literally just walk there or you can ride a car. You can literally get in a car and drive from Morocco to China or Finland or whatever else. You can't ride in a car or walk from let's say France to New York City, all right?
Different countries in Europe will increase as the post World War II security order is radically reshaped. Welcome, Spare Parts Army. I'm your average infantryman, Chris Cappy, and today I want to authoritarian regime of the Soviet Union. In fact, this European army got very close to actually happening. In May 1952, what we're really talking about is collective defense. Take a look at the EU's coordinated annual review of defense documents. When you're as autistic as me, reading this kind of shit is like reading one of your favorite Harry Potter books. Notice how on page 8 they outline the list of priorities including air defense, kamikaze drones, electronic warfare, long-range precision artillery.
So you see how the warfare now is heavily relying upon technology. So, and this is gonna lead to more deaths because it's not just gonna be bullets and howitzers and all that. It's gonna be drones, laser weapons, Terminator robots. It's gonna get real brutal, and Esau's gonna these other nations with this technology. They're gonna really do a number on each other. Okay, Joel 3rd chapter, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares and the swords, and your pruning hooks and the spears, and let the weak say, I'm strong. So all this harvesting for food and whatever else is gonna turn. It's gonna become a war state of mind. It's gonna be you're gonna see these countries go into a war economy, a war based economy.
Ground combat vehicles. The German think tank Wasserspurblog, which I definitely said that correctly, claims that a more realistic approach would be something like a shared transport fleet and shared satellite intelligence gathering capability. Creating these kinds of networks are extremely expensive, even for one of the large member states in the EU. These strategic enablers would see the EU pool resources to create them. The EU chief isn't currently calling for the creation of a European armed forces, but instead is calling for some of the qualities of it. For instance, they would
So basically this word salad. They're getting ready for war. Europe is getting ready for World War III. It's coming. All countries that have some type of foothold on the world stage as a reasonable war power are getting their countries ready for war. China, Russia, got Europe. I don't know too much about what's being said in India and Pakistan. I'm pretty sure Turkey, right? Turkey's getting ready for war. America's even getting ready for war. They reinstated the draft last year. So yeah, we're in a time of war, and it's just a matter of time till it reaches another stage to where people are starting to like they have the lottery and people are getting drafted and it's chaos in the streets and hyperinflation is just turmoil. Let's get Genesis 27th chapter and verse 40, and it reads, "And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that 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 thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck." And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. So Esau's blessing, he knew his blessing was inferior Okay, then his brother Jacob, and his blessing was what? The sword. Genesis 27:40. And by thy sword shalt thou live and serve thy brother. So Esau's blessing was to be a servant to his brother, and to have a sword, to live by the sword. And Isaac, which is Yahushai, put Esau in his own downfall. Esau's blessing was his own downfall, man. Because Yahushai does kind of do a lamb back to that verse in Matthew the 26th chapter. Matthew the 26th chapter in verse 52. And it says, Then said Yahushua unto him, Put up again thy sword into his place. For all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. So Yahushua said, What, you take up the sword, you're going to perish with it. And guess what? Esau's blessing, he's going to live by the sword. So what does that tell you about Esau, man? And again, Esau's ultimate creation, if you will, of course, is the Heavenly Father that used Esau. But nonetheless, Esau is what? Credited for what? The nuclear weapons. Guess what? His own most powerful creation is going to be what takes him out. Okay? Which is going to be these nuclear ICBM missiles.
We need to replace that amount of mass. I think a lot of times think tank information gets thrown around willy-nilly, but this institute is legitimately a very influential.
We'll just run through this.
On page 17 is that they're investing $200 million to add capacity and to scale up their operations. They added plants to expand production capacity inside countries that buy them. So they've already built 1,400 of the CV90s to give you an idea. And
so guess what? They're building these tanks, these urban warfare tanks, these suburban warfare tanks. These, a stereotypical tank. Urban warfare tank would be like I think it's called a Bradley. Okay, they're getting these fighter jets. They're getting these drones, and you best believe under the table these nuclear. They're building more nuclear missiles. It's gonna get ugly. Revelation 17:16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So something's gonna happen to where these other Edomite nations is gonna go against uh, Babylon the Great, and they're gonna nuke this place alongside Russia. You got what? North Korea, China, okay, Iran, Gomer, whoever else has new. And you best believe countries that when you look it up, you Google, you do your research, whatever, they don't have nukes. But in World War III, they're gonna pop out nukes. All right, this is Matthew 12:25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts, and said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. So Esau is divided. This is the end of the Edomites. And there's nothing that they can really do about this. Okay, they think they're gonna be able to fall, take the high road and not fail with their plan with the MOTB and the World War III. They're gonna lose. All these nations are gonna lose. Yeah, the nation of Israel. All right, starting with the elect, with the elect of the elect of the elect of the elect, Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, so if you want to check this video out, it's on the screen. Task and purpose. Europe prepares for war. And with that, Shalom.